What's the difference between deep autumn and bright spring, and where could you potentially fit in, and who are the celebrities of those color palettes? But before I jump into this comprehensive color analysis discussion, I remind you to subscribe, put a hit on the bell notification so you could get notified first when the next super valuable information gets published. Deep autumn and bright spring might seem a little incomparable and comparable at the same time. Deep autumn is rich, luxurious, beautiful color palette, while bright spring radiates with saturation and karma, and we are going to see how autumn can wear spring and even more. Usually, the beauty of deep autumn contains dark hair, dark-colored skin, and quite contrasting appearances of all representatives of autumn type. The color palette is the deepest and most magnifying, like the brightly saturated sun lurking through the deepness of the dark forest, gravitating towards the ground. The colors are diluted not with gray or dark gray, but with black and dark brown. By the way, exactly such an autumn color type can wear classic black color, also no less than the winter type. Jewelry from gold, silver, and precious stones is very suitable here. They are going to gravitate towards the gold, obviously, since we have already established the fact that autumn is a warm colored season. Deep autumn woman is a mystery by itself. She's elegant, beautiful, and determined. It is not always easy to attribute such a woman to a certain color type. She can look like both spring and summer, and only bewitching glance and truly magical charm will bring her precisely to an autumn color type. I'm going to discuss and examine such deep autumn celebrities as Rebecca Hall and partially Meghan Markle. You will see later why only partially. And for bright spring, I'm going to examine Kim Cattrall, Zoe Saldana also partially, and we're going to see why. Before I jump into a very interesting discussion of why so many people get mistyped, let's brush up on the very descriptions of deep autumn versus bright spring. What is autumn color palette? Autumn is primarily warm, like gilded colors, more saturated and deep compared to the spring type. Women belonging to this color type have an appearance that is memorable from the very first moment. Among those are Jessica Alba, Julia Roberts, Priyanka Chopra, and more. The autumn color type is divided into three main subtypes, each of which is characterized by its own characteristics and has some differences both in the color scheme and in the recommendations for choosing clothes. Soft autumn is warm and low contrasted appearance type. True autumn, warm tones, almost any eye color, soft and dense colors overall, and deep autumn, the predominance of dark, deep, and well-saturated warm tones. It should be understood that these types are so close to each other that focusing on only one thing only, even the most complete description cannot be unambiguously determined for oneself. Autumn women can have two types of skin: very light, almost ivory color, more saturated and lively tone of golden peach and even well brown shade. Reddish or golden brown freckles and birthmarks that harmonize the overall appearance are characteristic and very cute features of this color type. Autumn's eyes are quite special, very bright, radiant, expressively contrasting, and mostly dark. Deep. They can be green or of any palette of brown shades: amber, cognac, olive brown, coffee colored with golden like sparkly specks of the iris. Some say that owners of blonde, ash, and black hair do not belong to the autumn color type, or blue and gray eyes. That is really not the case, as we don't take only one thing from the appearance and base our conclusion based on that. All of these characteristics are just a generalization. There we go with the first deep autumn classified celebrity. We see somewhat amber-colored eyes, hair ranging from brunette with red pigmentation to chestnut ginger colors, and skin with a rather warm tone and slightly pinkish undertone blending in well together, where you can see the very light tone of the skin with a rather warm overtone inclination. Such a type is going to fluctuate from very light skin to quite a visible warm tan through the year, depending on the surrounding as well. With such a composition, where yellow is a dominant color, a drastically cool and cold undertone will clash, and as a result you will see quite a difference with the naked eye. Cool, clean tones and icy shades silver might make a deep autumn appearance dull and inexpressive. You have to regulate your skin temperature warmness because this same color will look absolutely different on you when the color of the skin changes a bit. In this example, the actress has very pale skin here. You can visibly spot a slightly dusty rose blush and color of the lips and quite dark, somewhat easy hair tone creating a visible contrast. If she used deep autumn colors, which are deep emerald, deep purple, navy blue or rather contrasting colors, she would look just magnificent. Here contrasting deep navy blue and bright white create a perfect contrast for the natural appearance. Let's take a look at this neon bright green, definitely a bright spring palette color. I have already mentioned in this previous video that it's very easy for the autumn type to use bright spring colors occasionally when the skin tone permits that. And does this specific green color fit her really well because on overall skin tone gets enhanced with it? Normally having a white skin during winter season, that would look odd. If you have this color in your wardrobe, don't rush to throw it away though. While during this Met Gala event in this Gucci dress, the actress has quite a mid-light tone and also no fake tan. However, she is still able to pull it off really well. And why? Aren't these colors meant to stay away while the skin is not tanned well? In this case, her hair tone is quite visibly red pigmented, making a symbiosis with the color of the eyes and hence the skin tone. And the red color of the dress and the red carpet gets reflected on her overall appearance. So everything about her is in the warm zone, which also enhances the natural beauty of hers. As I always mention, color is not just one aspect, it's a multidimensional aspect that you can work around. Now we get to Meghan Markle's discussion, as she has been previously classified as a deep autumn, so let's actually see what she really is. Her hair color is quite dark, her eyes are dark brown and her skin has an obvious warm tone with brown freckles. When wearing black or any contrasted color, especially near the face, she gets a really visible contrast and her skin might seem a little bit fairer than it actually is. Normally, the generalized rule for the autumn color type is to avoid bright white, as it should be replaced in the wardrobe with cream white or peach white or golden white shades. However, this is not always the case. Here we can compare how bright white looks magnificent on her, while the soft autumn color makes her look calm and peaceful with pastel tones. Does that mean that bright white should be completely eliminated from the wardrobe? Absolutely not. Why is that? As I mentioned previously, like writing black letters on white paper, it's well contrasted and it fits. How do we know that Meghan Markle is deep autumn? I always say that first you need to identify your dominant tone, cool or warm. The easiest way to do so is to try golden and silver fabrics or jewelry. Here, in this case, we can clearly see that the golden tone fits her like a glove. It enhances her appearance while the silver cool tone just sits there, not making any enhancement, basically not making anything for her. Here you can see that it actually contradicts her natural skin tone and overall appearance. It doesn't fit well, does it? And then again over here we have deep bright purple that suits her burgundies really well and cool grey that does not do anything for her appearance. And over here we go from earthy, sandy, warm tones and taupe, which is conglomeration of brown and grey, that play a perfect ensemble here, and the cool grey coat, which does nothing to make her glow or look better. And of course, once we are talking about the warm tone classified color type, I could not forget about the yellow color. Yellow must fit in for such a tonality like hers. She can wear soft autumn yellow, true autumn yellow, deep autumn yellow, and even bright spring yellow like in this picture. Here we come to the question of how come Meghan Markle is able to wear such a plethora of different colors. She is classified with dominant autumn family, which is from soft autumn, true autumn, deep autumn, plus bright spring colors. All of these colors are bright spring color palettes. Does it fit well for her? Absolutely. Soft autumn and deep autumn types are both transitional types, and not only that, but also because they are seasonal and factual neighbors, the owners of which will jump from one color palette to another one just by the virtue of being in transition. If you are an in transition type, you will even use both cold and warm color conglomerations for your wardrobe and jewelry. And not only that, but this type can also wear colors. This is taupe shade, which is brown and gray, magenta, electric blue, and more. Sometimes you do incline to the golden shade instead of silver, but we also have blue colors that are almost never warm. However, in this case, blue works really well for her. Green color works wonders for her, bringing her different essences here. The spring green brightens her appearance, the deep autumn green contrasts her well, looking more determined, and the pastel olive green calms her down without muting her. So there you have bright spring, deep autumn, and true autumn colors. The red colors are from bright spring red to soft autumn coral red. One really brightens her out, creating a vivid contrast with the high chroma, and the other one calms her down, all over her essence. With the blue color, we can see the same thing. Bright spring blue having high chroma makes her glow. The deep cobalt blue together with electric blue folds fits her really well as well. Deep winter navy blue creates quite a contrast. What is bright spring color palette? As a winter type, the color type of spring can be determined with the naked eye. The determining factor here is the skin. Neither summer nor autumn has such a delicate peach tone as spring girls. This color type loves bright and spring colors, cute decorations and cosmetics in bright tones. Skin is peachy, delicately creamy, almost glowing from the inside. The skin of the representatives of this color type is always fresh and healthy in appearance. The skin seems thin and translucent in contrast, for example, to the winter and autumn color types, the representatives of which skin always has a dense structure and does not need a heavy foundation. The winter skin of the representatives of the spring type is exposed to the effects of frost, which results in redness sometimes. Eyes, light green, dark green, brown, amber, light brown, blue. Hair, blonde hair with a warm shade, blonde, light blonde, golden honey blonde, dark blonde, or chestnut. Girls of this color type always have a sparkle and a warm hair tone. Hair can also be reddish, sometimes dark brown or very brown, dark. Kim is an obvious spring girl, being able to pull off such bright contrasting colors. There is a visible difference between the silver and the golden tone. Kim doesn't have what Meghan Markle nor Kate Middleton had, an exquisite in transition type. This case will be a bit more directed towards one type, which is bright spring. Let's take it to the further discussion here. What do we see here? The light pink color is always too light and creates no contrast, nor does it provide any enhancement for her. On the contrary, the green color, which belongs to the spring type, offsets her natural beauty. The same goes here, and even though we see the tan skin in the pink dress, it still doesn't make her the Samantha as in the bright red dress. In order for the other out-of-scope color palette to work for her, it needs to be A. warm, B. rich saturated, because there should be a visible difference and at least a slight contrast. I don't like her in a silver dress. It's obvious it doesn't look good. As for Miley, does that mean that gray color should be completely avoided? Definitely not. There will always be shades that will work well. Kim requires contrast with brightness or contrast with deepness. In this case, light gray will not suit well, but this asphalt deep gray does the thing for contrast. There you see the bright red color of bright spring. In deep, rich contrast, both work magnificently well for her. We come down to Zoe Saldana, who was classified as a bright spring as well. But what do we actually see here? The copper shade blends in perfectly well. It's not really spring color, is it? The burgundy and the mustard yellow are definitely not bright spring colors, nor they are exceptional colors out of the regular color palette scope. And there you have the proof that grey doesn't fit well with her, so just double confirming that she has a warm tone. Just like the yellow and golden tones brighten up her overall appearance, she is an autumn type that is able to wear spring colors just like Jessica Alba. Just for comparison, which color do you like better? For me, I feel like soft autumn pink work the best. It calms her down and she becomes softer and all of her face becomes more inviting. The bright pink in the middle doesn't sit as well as the last one. Grey color can also be different. While in the first picture the light summer grey doesn't blend in well, the last two, the deep asphalt grey and taupe, make a perfect combo for the warm tone of hers. And thank you so much for staying here with me. I hope this information was useful for you. So stay tuned for more information and don't forget to subscribe, put a like, and see you in the next episode.